Brad, the likes of Liam, Cam and Latrell, one, are they going to be nursed through camp, and two, are they risks?
Yeah, they're risks, and also they have to be nursed because we've been communicating with the South Medical Department, and to get these blokes to next Wednesday, they can't do much on-field stuff, simple as that. We think they're that valuable that they're definitely worth the risk. And, if anything, at this stage of the year, I don't know how much on-field stuff we need. We need to tidy up some other areas, and if we do that, we'll be competitive.
Brad, I've known you for a long time. I didn't know you're a gambler.
Well, I don't actually. I'm a non-gambler. So, well, the fact is we made limited changes, I think, points towards not gambling. I think Stefano's a good risk, and I've coached him for a long time, and I think he's got what it takes to go to the next level. And the only other change was changing bringing in a second hooker over a versatility player. So, if anything, coming off a loss, I'd say there were no risks or limited risks.
Freddie, how big of a decision is that, like going with two hookers and not someone to cover, like someone in the back line, so like the ability Nico had to cover Tommy?
Yeah, it's when you're sitting there these days with the bench, like with the HIAs, and it's tricky. I think Queensland showed that sometimes you just got to put people in those positions and give them a shot. So at the end of the day, you can't cover every position. There's not enough versatile players to cover every single position. So you just got to go in with a plan, and if it doesn't go that way, if your plan B doesn't work, then you just got to do your best. So that'll be the mindset.
How tough was that call to Nico?
Yeah, tough because he's had such a incredible year, really. On and off the field, and what he's been doing, and but we just felt, after the weekend's rounds and the way we wanted to play, there's just more certainty about getting a second hooker on than sometimes getting in a versatile player on. I think there's more certainty around what we can do with the team, and if things go wrong, we'll adapt.
There's a lot of chat about the halfback role with Nathan going out, obviously, with the three guys put forward. Did you have much certainty about that role leading into the round, or did Mitchell's performance yesterday kind of seal that?
Well, the last time Nathan went down, Mitchell played. So, the banter around who was going to play, I couldn't quite work it out. So, it makes you a lot more comfortable when you watch him yesterday and go and control the game and, play a big part in why they won. But, yeah, I do. I find it interesting sometimes, the chat around different positions and players and choices, and becoming a circus.
It feels like you knew straight away that Mitchell Moses was your man.
Yeah, I've always had confidence in Mitchell. Like I said, you still got to watch every game. The amount of players getting injured these days, and so it was important that we waited until yesterday afternoon. Went and watched the game. It was a great afternoon actually, and just give us confidence the way he played.
What was the circus you were referring to?
Well, it's just a circus around selections these days. It's hilarious.
Do you laugh?
Well, is what it is, mate. Is what it is.
Freddie, did Mitch need that game yesterday to get the jersey? Like, was it a pretty close three-way shootout, or did you already think Mitch was the guy?
Well, last time Nathan didn't play, Mitchell took his position. So, in my eyes, it was Mitchell's to lose, really. And given the way they've played the last couple of weeks, they've been, they started pretty slow, and it just gives you confidence, what he did in that round.
You've worked with him in 2017 at the World Cup and then 2021 in Game 3. How have you seen his game develop?
It's 2017, I think.
2017 through the World Cup and then Origin in 21. How have you seen his game develop on the field and also as a person off the field?
Well, he got the grand final, so they're winning big games. And it's not just Mitchell. It's a lot of things go towards that, but I think we're all aware the pressure that a number 7 wears these days and what they have to do to their team. But they had a great year last year, Parramatta, and big games are big games, and they got used to winning them.
Brad?
You're obviously down in the series, some major personnel changes. You go to Brisbane now. What position are you in to turn this around?
In a position we've got to win.
How do you go about doing that? And can you use a bit of a siege mentality considering that situation to your advantage, maybe?
Well, we start today. We got them in today. We made sure that we watched every game. We're out there, like I said yesterday, watching the game just to see how the Parramatta and Canterbury players went, just to make sure that we got the team we wanted. And we're going to have a lot of players not trained during the week. So a lot of it's obviously going to be mental and how we go about it. So I don't think it's been done before, someone told me at the press conference after the game. So that's quite the challenge. And given that someone told me we're underdogs, which is, I'm not sure if that works for our favour or not, or who really cares. But yeah, it's always a good place to be. Fight out of a corner.
Mitchell talked about conceded basically that Nathan's been the best player in the game from maybe the last 4 years. Mitchell's a different player. What does he bring to your team that's different, and how will you have to coach that team differently?
Well, he's not that different, I don't think. Like when you watch Nathan at Penrith, he's the dominant voice, and when you watch Mitchell at Parramatta, he's also the dominant voice. So, obviously Jerome and Mitchell are going to have to, find a combination and I suppose expedite the way they work together. But, if everyone does their job, then they'll be the dominant voice and if we're in a position to score tries, and hopefully they can come up with the points.
Brad, in your chats with Latrell, has he assured you he's going to be okay?
Well, he assured me he's all right today. I know he trained this morning at South Sydney. Like I said, we've been working very closely with South Sydney, and we're looking for Sunday, I think. Well, I don't think. We're looking for Sunday for them to train full time. So, I think given where Latrell sits in our plans, he'll be given every chance.
And that includes Cameron as well, and I guess Liam as well Sunday, or not?
Well, Liam's different. Liam can do some sort of training today, which we're not really doing any training. But I think contact's the big thing with Liam, so he won't be doing any contact, I'd say, leading into the game.
Is that something you're concerned about in any way?
No, not really. The way he did it, the injury, it was maybe he doesn't need contact for a while.
Too much enthusiasm.
He can wind it back. Just keep it for Wednesday, so we don't want to use it all up.
Do you think players at this time of year need any contacts, given obviously they've been playing so many games?
No, not really. You do need a little reminder, and most teams do it every week, just even if it's just for a couple of minutes. But you're right. I think, they're battered. It's a tough game, and every position you can see they're all carrying injuries, and so the smart coaches normally, they time that perfect, because you look at most players, they do most of their injuries at training these days. So, I'm with you there. You just need to be, it's the timing nature of it, and that's what mostly makes a great team.
When you stood here before game one, you described the selection as a gamble. You said there you're not a gambler, but you, the way that you picked this team, would you consider that sort of doubling down on the gamble from game one?
Well, I think that we weren't that far off, although, the way they won it was pretty impressive, I've got to say. But everything else we did in the game said that we're not that far off. So I don't think we didn't need mass changes. And obviously we lost a couple of players, a halfback and a hooker, namely. So, changes there, and it's going to change the way we play. But just wanted to keep it as fluent as possible.
How do you get the balance right, Freddie, with feeling you looks fine? Like it's obviously every training session needs to count. Maybe more than it would have if it was the same spine.
Well, every time we come together. So there might be other ways to do it outside of being on a field, because we can't do much on the field. If we want all our players to be playing, then a lot of it's going to have to be done in other places. So we've got until next Wednesday, so we're 8 days away. And I reckon by then we'll be fresh and ready. Anything special? Always special things going on. It's Origin, mate.
You seem very relaxed. As a player, you like the pressure. Do you like it as a coach?
Well, it is what it is. In time I look back and I love what's gone on. You don't get to feel this way, doing anything else. So it's unreal. And I like the team. I have a lot of confidence in the team and the players that we've brought into the team. So, and I think we can do a lot better than we did last week. So I think it's a pretty awesome challenge.
And you love winning, right?
Winning's good. Well, our game's about winning, let's face it. So, there's any more of the other stuff, you know, could be talking to someone else.
Let's hope not.
Well, let's just wait and see. It is what it is, Danny.
But Damien Cook said he really appreciated the phone call you gave him when you named the team for game one.
Yeah.
How excited are you that he gets this opportunity? I know it's not a great circumstance, but he gets this opportunity now to show his guy.
Yeah, well, I think Damien and Appy, and I've spoken to them about it, they're 31. You know, so the fact that they're playing Origin says a lot about their professionalism and the way they've been going about things at their club. It also means that you're going to have young kids coming through. So, you know, Reece Robson, and I think what a perfect combination having them two together, you know, two very different types of players. You know, your up-and-coming player, and then you've got your old experienced player. So hopefully they learn a lot about each other this week because they could both learn from each other, I think. So he fits into the team so well because he's been here for so long. And you know, he knows everyone, he knows what everyone's about, he knows what the staff are about. So good to have him back.
Fred, there's a lot of chat about the way you used your interchanges in game one, and it seems that the team you picked this time, it seems a lot more structured with the two hookers and the middle rotation.
Did we use them right or wrong?
Well, it's very much up for debate, that one. But
Right.
in terms of what you've picked this team, it
What would
seems
you
like-
debate? Would you say I was right or wrong?
I think there was issues that I would have had, but I don't think
Right.
anybody cares what I think.
Right.
But in terms of what you've picked this time, it seems a lot more focused on the hooker rotation and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, that's going to be a big part. I feel like the first game actually, the interchanges worked great. The Liam Martin situation come on, made a difference, and went to the left and scored a try. So I think everything that worked around there, and then the other blokes all just pushed through the middle really, and then we had the concussion late. So, you know, I couldn't fault our staff and our plan at all on game one. We've got a plan for game two, and you know, if we have the same luck, then it'll come down to what happens in the game. It won't come down to interchanges.
Just one final one, a bit lighthearted. When Greg Alexander's walking around doing TikTok, do you know?
TikTok?
Did you know he'd know what TikTok was?
Mate, he doesn't know what TikTok is.
He thinks
Seriously?
he does.
Have you seen him use a phone?
No.
Mate, no, he doesn't know what TikTok is. So I'm interested. I'll make sure I'll get Josh Adokar to show me the TikTok later.
He just failed to hit the record button.
Mate, he's got all gimpy fingers at the moment. Like, he can barely hold a phone. So I want to see the TikTok. I'll be asking Josh.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brad.